me! Run, run, run fast! Ah! The gas is everywhere! Leave it! No, we need it! Leave it now! No!
Someone who knew her secrets. Someone who had been watching. And now, he wanted something in return. Rainwater dripped from Pinky's hair onto the cracked concrete. Her chest heaved. Her heart pounded so hard it felt like it might burst. The alley was narrow. The wall behind her was cold. And the man standing in front of her looked far too calm for someone blocking a fugitive. Behind her, sirens wailed in the distance. Closer now. Too close. Pinky's voice came out shaky. Who are you? The man smiled faintly. Not friendly. Not cool. Just dangerous. My name is Victor. He stepped forward slowly. Water glistened on his dark jacket. I've been watching you for a while. Pinky swallowed hard. What do you want? Victor tilted his head. To help you. Pinky almost laughed. Even now, even terrified, she knew better than to trust strangers. You expect me to believe that? Victor shrugged. You can either stand here and get arrested. He glanced toward the mouth of the alley. Flashing lights reflected on the wet road. Or you can come with me. Pinky followed his gaze. The police were close. She could hear voices now. Shouts. Orders. They were sweeping the streets. Searching. She looked back at Victor. What's the catch? Victor smiled. There's always a catch. Victor pulled a small black umbrella from behind him and opened it. The gesture was almost absurd in the midst of the chaos. But it made him look even more in control. There's a car waiting 2 streets from here, he said. I can get you out of Lagos tonight. Pinky's eyes widened. How? Victor's smile deepened. I know people. Pinky hesitated. This could be a trap. But the sirens were almost on top of them now. Her options were gone. Victor extended his hand. Choose. The alley felt smaller. The rain colder. The footsteps louder. Pinky looked at his hand. Then, slowly, she took it. Victor's eyes gleamed. Smart girl. Victor moved fast. He led Pinky through a rusted metal gate hidden behind stacked crates. They slipped into another narrow passage, then through the back of an abandoned warehouse. Every turn felt planned, every step deliberate. Pinky struggled to keep up. Why are you helping me? She asked between breaths. Victor didn't slow down. Because I know what it's like to be haunted. That doesn't answer my question. He glanced back briefly. It's the only answer you're getting tonight. They emerged onto a quieter street. A black SUV waited by the curb. Engine running. Tinted windows. Victor opened the back door. Get in. Pinky hesitated. Then she heard police voices behind them. That made the choice for her. She jumped in. Victor followed. The SUV sped off into the night. Browny sat in silence, watching the breaking news coverage. The reporter's voice filled the room. Authorities confirmed that Amina Musa escaped through the back of her apartment building just minutes before police entered. Chinedu cursed under his breath. She slipped away. Brownie's face remained unreadable. For now. Chinedu frowned. You think she had help? Brownie leaned back slowly. She's too scared to think clearly right now. He looked toward the dark window. if she escaped? He paused. Someone helped her. Chinedu's eyes narrowed. You think she's connected to something bigger? Browny didn't answer immediately. Instead, he reached for a file on the table. A file he had not shown anyone yet. On the cover was one word. Victor. Chinedu saw it. His face changed. Wait, you know him. Browny nodded once, and his voice turned colder than ever, unfortunately. Inside the speeding SUV, Pinky finally exhaled. For the first time in hours, she felt a tiny flicker of relief. Maybe she would survive this after all. Victor handed her a towel. You're safe for now. Pinky wrapped it around herself. Thank you. Victor gave a soft laugh. Don't thank me yet. Pinky frowned. What do you mean? Victor reached into his pocket. He pulled out his phone, tapped the screen, then handed it to her. Pinky looked and felt all the air leave her lungs. On the screen was a video. A much older video. One she had prayed nobody would ever find. A younger Amina. Before fame. Before pink wigs. Before sponsorship deals. Sitting in a cramped room, teaching 3 other girls how to run fake donation scams online. Pinky's hands began to shake. How did you get this? Victor looked out the window. Rain streaking across the glass. His voice was calm. Because I was there. Pinky froze. The SUV kept moving through the dark city. And for the first time that night, she realized something terrifying. She had not escaped. She had only stepped into a deeper trap. Victor lowered the phone slowly. A dangerous smile spread across his face. On the giant screen behind him, Browny's black SUV could be seen approaching one of Victor's warehouse compounds on the outskirts of Lagos. Pinky stared in confusion. What is happening? Victor slipped the phone into his pocket. What's happening? He said calmly. Is that Browny just made the biggest mistake of his life. He walked toward the screen and folded his arms. I knew he would chase me. Pinky's heartbeat quickened. You set a trap? Victor nodded. Of course. He turned to her. And you are the bait. Pinky's eyes widened. What? Victor smiled. Browny wants justice. He wants you. He wants the truth. So I gave him something irresistible. He pointed at her. You. Fear shot through her chest. You used me? Victor laughed softly. Don't sound offended. You've used people your whole life. Pinky clenched her fists. What do you want with Browny? Victor's face hardened instantly. That man destroyed 3 of my operations in the last 2 years. He exposed accounts, tracked my runners, cost me millions. He stepped closer. And tonight, I erase him. Pinky backed away. You're crazy. Victor leaned in. No, I'm patient. Rain tapped softly against the windshield. Inside the SUV, Browny sat calm in the passenger seat while Chinedu drove. Chinedu glanced nervously at him. Boss, are you sure about this place? Browny looked ahead. Yes. You think Pinky is there? Browny's lips curved slightly. Yes. And Victor? Browny's eyes sharpened. He wants me to think I'm walking into his trap. Chinedu frowned. Then why are we going? Browny adjusted his wristwatch. Because while Victor is watching the front door, he tapped the watch once. He forgot to check what's already inside. Chinedu looked confused. Browny only smiled. One step ahead. Victor handed Pinky a phone. Call Browny. She recoiled. I won't. Victor nodded toward 2 armed guards who had silently entered the room. Pinky's blood ran cold. Call him. Her fingers shook as she dialed. The line rang once, twice, then connected. Browny's calm voice came through. Hello. Pinky swallowed. Browny. Victor motioned for her to continue. I need help. Silence. Then Browny spoke gently. Are you safe? Victor smirked. Pinky's eyes filled with fear. No. Browny's tone changed slightly. Good. Victor frowned. What? Browny continued calmly. If you're not safe, that means Victor is exactly where I need him. Victor's smile vanished. He snatched the phone. You think you're clever? Browny chuckled softly. I know you like cameras, Victor. Victor looked sharply at the wall screens, then at the ceiling, then back at the phone. Browny's final words came like thunder. You should check screen 4. Victor turned instantly. Screen 4 showed the front gate. Police vehicles were silently surrounding the compound. Lights off. Dozens of officers moving into position. Victor's face changed. That's impossible. Browny replied. No, it's preparation. Victor roared with rage. Lock the gates! Guards rushed out. Pinky stepped backward. Chaos exploded through the mansion. Alarms blared. Screens flickered. Outside, police stormed the perimeter. Victor turned to Pinky with burning eyes. You brought him here! Pinky shouted back. You used me first! Victor grabbed her wrist. But before he could move, the lights went out. Total darkness. Then, a calm voice echoed from the hallway. Let her go, Victor. Pinky froze. She knew that voice. The emergency lights flickered red. A figure stepped into the doorway. Hands in pockets. Unshaken. Browny. Victor slowly released Pinky and smiled dangerously. So, you came yourself. Browny nodded. I told you. One step ahead. Red emergency lights flashed across the mansion walls. The room looked like a battlefield before the first shot. Victor stood in the center, jaw tight, eyes burning. Browny remained near the doorway, calm as ever. Pinky was trapped between them. Outside, police sirens screamed, boots pounded, men shouted orders. Inside, silence. Deadly silence. Victor slowly smiled. You always liked dramatic entrances. Browny replied calmly. And you always trusted the wrong people. Victor's smile faded. What does that mean? Browny glanced toward the armed guard standing behind Victor. 3 men. Black clothes. Weapons ready. Loyal men. Also Victor believed. Browny's eyes settled on the tallest one. Ask Musa. Victor frowned. What? The tall guard stiffened. Pinky noticed it immediately. A tiny movement. Too small for most people. But enough. Victor turned sharply. Musa? The guard avoided his eyes. Victor's voice deepened. Look at me. Slowly, the guard raised his face. No fear, no panic, just calm. Browny spoke quietly. He's been sending me your movements for 6 months. The room froze. Victor laughed once. Short. Dangerous. You're bluffing. Browny reached into his pocket and tossed a small device onto the marble floor. Victor looked down. It was a burner phone. Screen cracked, but still on. A message thread glowed. Photos of warehouses, transfer schedules, locations, voice notes, sent to a contact saved only as B. Victor's blood turned cold. He looked up at Musa. You traitor. Musa slowly lowered his weapon. No, he said quietly. I got tired of burying innocent people because of your greed. The other 2 guards exchanged nervous looks. Victor noticed. His fury sharpened. You too. One stepped back. The second lowered his gun halfway. Pinky's breath caught. The entire room was cracking apart. Victor roared. Useless dogs! He lunged for the nearest weapon. But Musa was faster. He kicked it across the floor. The gun slid to Pinky's feet. Everyone froze. Pinky stared down at it. Then up. Victor, Browny, Musa. 3 futures, 1 choice.
Who will she trust and who will fall? Find out in the next video.
I hope you enjoyed the story, and please subscribe to Tales by MSK for more captivating stories.